Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit here, back again with Haikyuu Season 4. Finally, it's been a while since I last reacted to this, but we are here to finally finish off Season 4 and get caught up with the story itself. So, first of all, last episode, or really if we're talking about the last two episodes, they were focused around Nekoma and their match against Sarakawa Tech, and it was nice to actually get a look at their sort of matches coming up, because there's been this whole thing obviously with Nekoma as like the sort of ultimate rivals, right? Battle of the Garbage Dump, all that kind of good stuff, that eventually is going to lead them to a match in a proper competitive setting, and it's going to be amazing when we finally get there. So seeing the sort of the fight from Nekoma's side as well, so that when we finally do get that match, that pure rivalry, we know what it's taken for both of them to get to that point. So it'll make that match incredibly like, I don't know what I'm gonna feel like nerve-wracked, like anxious, excited. It's gonna be like just like this whole bundle of emotions, I feel like. So yeah, we did have a look at that match. It was really cool as well, because we did actually get, like we do in a lot of anime, a lot of like sort of flashbacks, but getting a lot more in depth with like Kenma's character, and not just Kenma, but like the other members of the team. So like Yamamoto was a big one as well, because him and Kenma didn't really get along at first, but then you see that sort of connection that has sort of bled between them. And not even just them, but obviously the whole team, because that's their whole thing with their team, right? Is that their togetherness is their core sort of philosophy, I suppose you could call it, in their whole team. So yeah, so that was a really, really cool match, and also Kenma at the end actually going out of his way to do something that he never usually does, which is push himself just that extra yard, that extra step to get himself in a position. And threw off the opponents, and they eventually got the win. So they are through to the next round. Meanwhile, though, we are going back to Karasuno. So Karasuno's match, they are up against Inarizaki, and so far, obviously, it has been an amazing match. I'm pretty sure we're still only in set 1. Actually, no, we're not. We're in set 2, because in the last episode with Karasuno, we actually did beat them, with Tanaka actually getting the winning spike, the winning point, which, yeah, I remember now. That was the episode where we actually saw Tanaka almost like sort of break, but obviously his big thing has always been his mental strength, and for like him to come back and use that amazing sort of like outhand spike that he saw Bokudo do once, for that to come back as well was amazing. So yeah, that was incredible. And yeah, so with Karasuno taking the first set, the next one, that's where it's going to be interesting, because on the surface you would think of how good Inarizaki actually are, because I believe they're not the favourites, but they're second favourites, right, in the whole tournament. So you would assume that they're going to get a set back, and this is going to come down to the wire, but it's something we're just going to have to, wait and see. But we have the likes of the Mia twins, who have managed to actually sort of use that weirdo quick that we all know that Hinata and Kageyama started off with and have been using the whole show. We've actually seen the Mia twins actually pull it off, but it's not the improved weirdo quick, right? It's the one that is essentially like, just get up and hit it and hope, right? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, that just shows the connection obviously between those two twins, and they've got strength across the board in all of their teams. So for Karasuno to actually get the first set was actually a surprise. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get into more of this and see how the second set plays out. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I need to for us to get back into Haikyuu. So yes, we are on episode 19. So as always, the reaction will be here on YouTube, but if for whatever reason it gets taken out for copyright, I will re-upload this as a discussion only, and a link to the reaction will be in the description below. As always, a link to the full length will be in the description below as well, so if you do want to watch this episode's full length reaction, then the offer is there for you. But yeah, nothing else really to talk about, so we're going to get in episode 19, season 4, see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Alright, we're already like halfway into the... over half, by the looks of it, in terms of points. Into the second set. Oh, he got him with a jump float. Has he tried that before? I can't remember. I don't know if he's tried that before, like previously, because I know he's a good setter, a good top. Nishinoya will pick it up. He'll be fine. Their band never stops playing, does it? They're always looking to just crush somebody. Already knows. He'll be fine. He can. I know, but he can easily just change this up, right? I'm sure he's done that before. He didn't. He's got to go for a jump. Oh, what? What was that all about? How, like, did that just get a Nishinoya or what? Like, because really, you shouldn't be serving like that, right? Serving. Fuck's sake, man! I keep getting the wrong. You shouldn't be receiving like that, right? Oh, right. That's all. Oh, right. Okay. It was like on a different. It was kind of like off his Morty's wrist as opposed to. I don't think we've ever seen Nishinoya miss 2 receives in a row, have we? It's a good one. Keeps him mentally strong, and it also tells the opponents like, you're not getting to me. He might have missed 2 in a row against Ushijima, but 2 serves, that's a different matter entirely, right? Come on, Nishi. Oh! He got it! Right, as we can see. But at least it's on our side. Come on! Ah, fuck. Which is insane. Ah, Suki! Fuck. What the fuck was that? What?
Yeah, jackass!
Yeah, but how? It goes over here. Yeah, he has a wide spike. So he can get around the block. That's what he does. Fuck. Come on, get it this time, Nishi. Get a good hit on it. Good to see. It's out. Nice call. Good. Because he felt like he didn't beat you. He wanted to get it himself. Yeah, it's much better that time. Right away, he wants it. You don't know who's going to, man. Right, he's covering, but it's going to just go around the right, maybe. Oh, he's fucking... Oh, come on! See, that kind of stuff has to be stopped by a 3-man block, really, right? 18 and 9. They're really going for it against them in this set. I mean, they have to, really, don't they? That means it's fucked because they have to pause before jumping, I think. The idea is that he jumps up, waits for the blockers obviously to get there, and then like he changes up where he's actually going, you know. He forces the blockers to think they know where he's going, but by then it's too late. Right, okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter at this point, does it? We need to see what that is up against Rintaro. Oh! Fuck! Yeah, I thought he had a dump there. Oh, fuck. This guy's a really... Oh, God, yeah, he's a really powerful spike, this guy, isn't he? Fucking hell! I can't believe that actually came back. I thought that, like, bounced back and over. Oh, my God. As if it came all the way back to him. Jesus. Yeah, I remember them talking about him being, like, a really strong spiker as well, right? In, like, the top 5 as well. Keep him moving.
牛若と違うのはサーブレシーブにも参加していること。サーブで狙うことができるし、実際ここまで4番相手に結構サービスエース取ってる。
So if they keep him tired, he can't.
疲労も苛立ちもちゃんと蓄積されている。田中さん
Come on, come on. Nice, he did it again. Come on. Suga coming on.
ここで3年生菅原を投入します。西野屋の敵は取る。死んでねえっす。
He's playing it in his mind. Good, that's what you want. You keep focused in the game.
1セット取ってるし、2セット目落としてもまだ大丈夫とか思ってねえだろうな。2-0でかっさらうぞ。
He did feel it from the other side.
とにかくプレッシャーをかけてほしい。理想は膝をつかせること。
Okay. So he can't get back up quick enough, is that the idea? Put it right in front of him then. Drop it right in front. We've seen him do that before against against Seijo. Nice. Figueroa's great at those like easy like little sets, you know? Like simple sets. Yes. Nice. It's a hard work, Asuga, man. Ooh. That was from the receive from Ojiro, maybe, I think. Nice. Oh, wait, that went out, didn't it? Fuck. That's annoying. If it hits off the block and falls out of bounds.
唯一のピンサーで出た試合はサーブミスで一発終了。入れていく。
ここは確実に出ていったリサキ。
We haven't seen him like all freaking episode. And he gets a point immediately. Stop booing you. Oh, they're booing this guy. Oh, that sucks, man.
Inarizaki no oni ouen. 弱気なプレーすると応援団からきつい喝が入るって聞いたことがある。
They're Felix, they're pinch servers.
勝負してけ言うたやんか。
うちに入れるだけのサーブなんかいらんねん。優勢だろうが劣勢だろうが。
Oh, Kageyama, come on. Come on! Ooh, feels good, feels good! Yes! That might be the best serve we've ever seen him play. That was sick. That's when he feels good, isn't it? That's when he does those like old people, like, yeah, those ones, doesn't he? Feels good. Ah, they're calling a timeout. Motherfuckers. Another visualization. Come on. Kageyama's on fire! Yeah, the timeout. I was thinking that's normally why they're called timeouts, right? Is to stop the momentum, but... Come on, 3 in a row! Oh, God! Come on. Fuck! I was in, wasn't it? It was out. Thank fuck for that. Whew. Oh, I want to see the points. I don't know where we are. Come back over. Oh my God, Kageyama's unreal right now. Oh God, he got a hold of it. Damn it. Fuck. Ah, they needed that. They needed that big time. He saved that one, didn't he? Kageyama making a play for the young international first team. Ooh. Bloody hell! It didn't even hit the floor! It was a great receive. Nice! Dude, we're gaining points here. We've got to be getting close now. Shit. I can't remember what this guy did last time because I've seen him play. I don't know. I think we've seen him serve before, but he did have that one little sentence to Rizeki, right? Not just those who can serve over the net. Okay, episode 19, the Ultimate Challengers. Right, so we started off midway through the set. I guess it makes sense because, as I recall from the first set, like we literally witnessed like every single point of the whole set, and generally that we don't see that happen. Like in previous matches, we haven't really seen a full set point to point, and we did for the first set. But the second set, we came in at about, what was it, like 14 points to Inarizaki and about 7 to Karasuno. I don't think they've shown us the bloody the scoreboard since like halfway through the episode, so I don't know where we're at. Like, Inarizaki could have like about 20 points and Karasuno could have about 17 or 18 at this point, because I felt like Karasuno like really in the back end of that episode like really just put on the afterburners and just started getting point after point after point, especially in that like little sort of period of time where Kageyama was serving. That was insane. He was really just making a play for like the youth international first team. I feel like basically in competition directly with Mia Atsumu, of course. But yeah, man, like God, so like the best serve that I've ever seen him take. That was insane. That was really cool. It just feels good to be back at the Haikyuu again, because it just gives you that, like, there's something about this show that really does just like hype you up and get you on just this kind of like wavelength that it's just so, it's like a natural high, this show. It's the best way I can describe it. So yeah, at the very beginning there, anyway, we did of the episode, we had a jump float served by Atsumu. Now, I do recall him trying that before. But I don't think it's been directed directly at like Nishinoya before, and trying to assert this kind of pressure against Karasuno that because Nishinoya, their best receiver, isn't able to get it. The idea is obviously that it's trying to throw off the rest of the team, thinking, well, if he can't get it, we're all screwed, kind of thing. But so the first one did throw off Nishinoya. Second one, it did as well, to kind of like an extent of it just kind of hit his wrists, right? So yeah, the idea is that from, you know, generally what I remember from volleyball is the idea is that it's meant to hit like the you know the sort of like halfway down the forearm, I guess, or a little bit upwards towards the elbows, where there's the flattest surface, the most square inch, I guess, of you know, the flat surface of there. But if it hits your wrist, like, there is a lot of, it's not exactly flat with your, you know, your wrist bones and everything like that. What it did was force it to the floor. The only thing that I was really just confused at the time that it was happening was it felt like it just flopped to the floor as opposed to bounce off, you know. So I thought that like there was a thing where Nishinoya could have sorted it out by just putting a bit of extra, you know, oomph into the pass, you know. But that might have just been the way it was animated. But you know, they talked about it and put me right. So and then the third one, he did end up getting the receive, but it was by his own admission a weak one. And then the one after that he called out. And you know, you had Nishinoya, you know, he called it right. And it's always cool when they do that, but for himself, he doesn't like that, because he would prefer to get a full-on connection, a full-on receive, to basically win the duel. Is what he wants. You know, he didn't want to get it by, you know, getting a weak receive and then calling the serve to be out. Right? We always know that Nishinoya wants, like, you know, to go up against the strongest possible, you know, spike, serve, whatever it may be. You know, so yeah. So yeah, and then we went on to another side of the game where the spikes were starting to come in, and we had Rintaro who was taking those spikes. So it seems as though, like, beforehand they'd constantly been throwing serves and everything like that towards Ojiro so that he wasn't getting the spikes a lot of the time. And during this time, Rintaro was taking up the kind of like the slack. Oh, if it might have been Osamu, right? Is Osamu the other twin? I think. Regardless, they were the sets were being set up for Rintaro, who has a wide spike. It was a crazy way to sort of to animate the idea of it before we knew exactly what it was, where they basically just turned him into a 45-degree angle. And yeah, it was nuts. Well, it wasn't 45, it was 90, wasn't it? I don't know why I keep saying 45. But the idea is that, you know, he sets himself up and almost fakes his body to throw off the opposing blockers to think they know where he's going. But that's the thing, is that because he's already feinted his body to a place where the blockers think they know where he's going, at that point the blockers are already up in the air to block the shot, so he can just spike it into open space, you know. Then in regards to that, is like he's got what they talked about as a strong core, by being able to actually hold himself in a position while spiking a completely different way. So kind of he has to hold himself in a position to make it seem that way, because it's obviously not natural. Like generally, if you were to go up for a spike, or in any kind of sports, any kind of technique is generally, you know, it's supposed to be kind of more fluid as how your body actually shapes up. Depends on how you hit something, you know. The technique in that is obvious. It's generally more natural than not. So when you feint your body to feel like, you know, to fake out the opponent thinking that you're gonna, you know, spike a different way, it can put a lot of strain on your body, you know. I mean, even that one is unnatural, you know. So it's one of those things where it's a technique that obviously he uses, because he does have that strong core. He's able to actually do that without any real strain or anything like that. So yeah, crazy. Tanaka did actually hit it out again as well, so that's twice he's used it. And he's caught them off guard twice. The thing is with that one is obviously like it's a really, really powerful move, but again, that's the thing, is like there's a lot of strain in that, and you know, obviously you can't just keep using it, because every time it goes up to him, the blockers would you know, account for that. But then that's where fakes come in and make them think that you're going to do that, and then really you just hit it straight. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll come back to the tiring out Ojiro thing. Basically keeping him as off the mark as possible by keeping him like sort of constantly moving. You know, because the thing is that a lot of the time, like, you know, in such a fast-paced game, you know, sports, whatever it may be, like a lot of the time you're thinking on your feet. A lot of stuff tends to come instinctively. So if you give him like the least amount of time possible to actually gather his thoughts and everything like that, then that allows for him to not think as quick on his feet, and allows for him to make a tiny little mistake here and then. So yeah, that was really smart, especially considering he is one of the top 5 spikers, I believe, isn't he? So yeah. Then Sugawara comes on, safe pair of hands, and a very, very hard worker. Like every time he comes on, you just feel like there's, like, you know, you feel at ease with him on the court, because he does things that like none of the other players do. You know, like from an outside perspective looking in, like if you hadn't got to this point in the, like, you know, watching all the way up through, you know, season 1, season 2, season 3, and now season 4. You know, you could possibly say that, oh well, you know, he's more of a kind of like an average player, but the things that he does are they're simple, but effective, you know. And in an anime, when generally like a lot of that isn't the case, like, you know, you have people that just have these specialities, you know what I mean, that they're really great at, and because of that, like, you know, they're generally emphasized. Whereas the thing that like I really like about Haikyuu is that even the more sort of simple folk, if that's what you want to call it, you know what I mean, the simple players, that, you know what I mean, they emphasize that a lot to a degree that makes you think that they're still a really, really strong part of the team. So, you know, and Suga's like the pinnacle of that. Like the fact that he can just serve as what is the standard serve is that, you know, no jump float, no friggin' like a massive spike jumps serve. You know, he just stands still, hits it over the top. But he's got this like little technique down. Like he knows exactly how much like strength to apply to the ball, to the serve, to put it exactly where he wants to put it. And it's not the first time we've seen him drop it in front of a receiver so that they're forced to go down to their knees or whatever to grab it. Because again, volleyball is a very, very quick sport. So any time you can take away from an opponent from getting into position is crucial and kind of like a part of that sport. So, you know, getting him down to his knees, he needs to take time, obviously, to get back up and then get into position. And by that time, he probably isn't in position to have a spike, or you know, even if he is, he could be off tempo by like a millisecond, and that could be the difference between them getting a point and not. So, yeah, really, really cool to have Sugawara back on. I love that he's getting, like, you know, time in every single match, you know, because there was a point, obviously, where it was like, I think it was just when we were coming up to like the very start of the spring tournament with the qualifiers and everything like that, that like we were thinking, God, how much time is he really going to get on the court? And I feel like he's getting a lot of time, because it's not a case. It was like it changed up from a case of, oh, it has, like, it's Kageyama or Sugawara, but the fact that, you know, they managed to get him into the team without it being taken off Kageyama. The thing is, if Kageyama is actually, you know, playing bad, or like someone's got like kind of under his skin and needs to calm down a bit, that Sugawara obviously can take over for that, like, you know, moment in time. But generally, to be able to have Sugawara on the court regardless if Kageyama's on or not is a really good. It's a really good. I was going to say problem to have, but it's not a problem. It's just a strong tactic, you know. Fresh legs as well helps. And then we had this Riseki guy, who I believe they said that he was a third year, but he hasn't really had a lot of game time at all. Like, any time he's really gotten on the court, he's a pinch serve, obviously, but yeah, he feels like he's never really sort of been able to fit in or actually make it all that much of an impact, and that sucks, man. That sucks. To go in as a pinch server, pretty far in the lead in terms of points, and then like, you know, don't get a really good serve on it, and they end up getting the point and then be booed by like your own fans. Like, fucking hell, man. Like that's bad. That's bad. Like, that is bad. It's one thing. Like, it's one thing if you're. Well, here's the thing. That's the thing. Like, who was it? It was the one dude's like date or girlfriend or whoever it was that pointed out like he's not, like, they're not even pro. So, like, I mean, dude, like, come on. It's so to have like fans, yeah, is great in one thing, and obviously, you know, supporting your school or whatever, or like, you know, the region you're from. But I mean, right, it's one thing with pro teams. It's another thing with high schoolers, and even if it was, right, a case of just high schoolers, it's not even the fact that they were behind or they're playing bad. They're in front and he's still getting booed. That's a toxic fan base right there, that's what I tell you. What else? So yeah, he ends up coming off being booed, and then I believe his name is Shinsuke, the guy that's coming on. He did actually say something beforehand about, I think the quote was, like, pinch servers are, I think it was like, yeah, pinch servers are not only on the court to hit, like, serve the ball over the net. Now, I think we've seen him serve before in this match, back in set 1, because I remember seeing him. I think he was a jump floater as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, I mean, the idea is that what this Shinsuke guy is talking about there is that, yeah, he's able to serve and, you know, do his thing well, but even if they manage to pick it up and receive it, if it comes for a spike, he's probably able to receive it himself as well. Like, he's probably actually trained at the rest of his game as well. So I feel like that's probably where Riseki's probably fallen down, is this idea that he's just constantly, like, he's focused entirely on his pinch serve as opposed to anything else. And actually that's a really good thing for Yamaguchi to learn, I feel like. Because if I remember, he hasn't, like, we haven't seen him really focus on that like receiving side of it. So, you know, the idea is that if they pick up the ball, you're in the back line. So you're one of the, you're gonna have to, like, you're possibly gonna have to receive the ball. So if anything, for a pinch server, like, that's still an important, like, you know, side of your game that you should really learn. I mean, really everybody who is playing volleyball should probably learn that skill. It's probably the most important skill to learn, actually, to be fair, is the receive. You know, it's the basis for everything, I feel like. So, yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I've got for this episode. There was not a lot of Hinata in this episode. I only realized when he first came in to, like, actually get that you know, like, I think it was like the first point we got in the episode or whatever. Like, Hinata just came out of nowhere, and I was like, fucking hell, like, yeah, we haven't seen him, like, I feel like we haven't seen him, like, the entire episode. He just came out of nowhere, you know. But that's the thing, is like, while he might be their main character, all of Karasuno are the main character, you know what I mean? They have all of them add something to the you know, to the show and everything like that. And that, it's like what I talk about with, like, my heroes, that, like, class 1A is a character in of itself. All of them are important, so it's the same thing with Karasuno, you know. But yeah, really, really cool. Really excited to get back into this. I'm going to be doing episode 20 now as well. Whether or not they come out on the same day, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to be doing episode 20 now because I'm in the mood to do so. So yeah, anyway, that's all I've got. So thank you for watching. In the description below, I'll link to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well. So if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards there, like early access. Gives you access to shows a week early. There's the full-length tier, which gives you access to all of the you know, full-length reactions that I do to all of the shows. And there is the exclusive tier, which gives you access to the full length to all of the movie reactions that I do as well. So, you know, if you like your movies and everything like that, then yeah. The next movie I will be doing is actually Akira. So if you are excited for that, then that'll be coming up very, very, very soon. So yeah, look forward to that. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.